Some nights, you sit quietly and wonder why love hasn't found you yet. You're not angry at God. You're just tired of waiting. You scroll through your phone, seeing engagements, weddings, happy couples. Then you close the screen and the silence feels heavier. You whisper a quiet prayer. Not dramatic, just honest. God, am I being forgotten? But what if this waiting is not punishment? What if God is preparing a meeting that will change your life forever, in a way only He can? The first powerful way God introduces you to your soulmate is through a season of waiting that changes you. This season is quiet, slow, and often misunderstood. From the outside, nothing seems to be happening, but inside, God is doing deep work. You wake up each day, go through your routine, and feel a gentle ache you can't explain. It's not desperation, it's awareness. During this time, God begins teaching you how to be alone without being empty. You start noticing your thoughts more clearly. You understand your fears, your habits, the patterns that once pulled you into the wrong relationships. This waiting is not delay, it's protection. You slowly realize that if God had brought the right person earlier, you wouldn't have been ready to love them well. You might have leaned on them for healing that only God could give. So God waits, not to hurt you, but to prepare you. There are evenings when you sit quietly, doing nothing special, yet something inside you feels calmer than before. In this season, God builds your identity. You learn who you are without someone choosing you. You learn how to feel whole without being held. This is where confidence forms. Not loud confidence, but steady confidence. You begin to trust God more than timelines. You stop asking, when every day, and start asking, what are you teaching me? That shift is important because it changes how you walk into love later. This is where God quietly shapes your heart. And often, when this season feels complete, when you finally feel at peace being alone, that's when God prepares the next step. Not rushed, not forced, but perfectly timed. If you're in this season now, it doesn't mean love is far away. It means God is making sure it arrives the right way. The second powerful way God introduces you to your soulmate is through inner healing you didn't know you needed. This healing happens quietly, without announcements, often in moments when you're alone with your thoughts. You begin to remember past relationships, not with pain anymore, but with clarity. Things that once hurt deeply start losing their power over you. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself or chase affection. God gently removes the fear of being abandoned and replaces it with trust. Not trust in people first, but trust in Him. In this season, God teaches you how to respond instead of react. When loneliness shows up, you don't panic like before. When someone new enters your life, you don't rush. You feel calmer, more grounded. That calm is not accidental. It's healing. There are moments when you catch yourself smiling for no reason, realizing you're not as broken as you once believed. God also heals your expectations. You stop dreaming of a perfect person and start praying for a healthy connection. You understand that love is not meant to complete you, but to walk beside you. This shift protects your future relationship more than you realize. Sometimes healing feels like letting go. Letting go of old apologies you never received. Letting go of conversations that ended without closure. God does this work now, so that when your soulmate arrives, you won't bleed on someone who didn't cut you. You'll be able to love freely without fear controlling your choices. This is how God prepares your heart, slowly and gently, so love can enter a healed place, not a wounded one. The third powerful way God introduces you to your soulmate is through unexpected alignment, when your life quietly starts moving in the right direction without force. Nothing dramatic happens, but small things begin to feel right. You notice your routine changing in simple ways. You choose healthier habits, better conversations, calmer environments. God aligns your heart before He aligns your paths. Your standards become clearer. You're no longer impressed by attention alone. You value peace more than excitement, depth more than attraction. This inner alignment prepares you for a connection that lasts. Sometimes you feel guided to certain places, not because you're searching, but because it feels natural. You start showing up as your true self, without pretending, without hiding parts of your story. God removes the need to impress and replaces it with authenticity. This matters because the person meant for you won't meet a version of you that's exhausted from acting. There's a quiet confidence forming in you now. You're no longer asking everyone for advice. You trust God's guidance more than opinions. You feel led, not pushed. One evening, as the sun sets, you pause and realize something important. Your life no longer feels like it's missing something. It feels like it's making room for someone. And that space God is creating is intentional. This is often when introductions happen. Not through pressure, not through chasing, but through alignment so natural, it feels like peace, not effort. The fourth powerful way God introduces you to your soulmate is through ordinary moments that carry divine timing. It rarely looks dramatic. Most of the time, it looks simple, even unremarkable. You're doing something normal, something you've done many times before, when your heart feels unusually calm. God often hides life-changing meetings inside everyday routines. You're not searching, not forcing conversations, not trying to impress. You're just being present, and that presence opens the door. In these moments, God slows you down. You listen more. You observe more. You're not distracted by fear or expectation. That's when introductions happen naturally, without pressure attached. There is no rush in your spirit, no confusion, no need to overthink. You feel peace before you feel attraction, safety before excitement. God's timing often feels gentle, not overwhelming. It doesn't steal your focus from Him. It brings you closer to Him. You begin to understand that your soulmate is not meant to rescue you from loneliness, but to walk with you in purpose. God introduces them when your life can hold love without losing faith. As the day fades into evening, you realize something subtle but powerful. God didn't delay love to punish you. He waited to protect both hearts. And when the introduction happens, it feels less like coincidence and more like grace unfolding at the perfect moment. The final powerful way God introduces you to your soulmate is through peace that confirms, not excitement that confuses. By this point, your heart is steady. You're not chasing signs. You're not afraid of being alone anymore. You notice how calm you feel about the future, even though you don't know the details. God often confirms the right connection through peace that stays, not emotion that fades. There's no rush to define everything. No pressure to move faster than wisdom allows. You feel safe being yourself, honest about your story, secure in who you are. When this peace appears, it doesn't replace your faith. It strengthens it. You still pray. You still listen. You still trust God to lead. Love no longer feels like something you have to hold tightly out of fear. It feels like something you can receive with open hands. Sometimes, you walk alone and realize your steps feel lighter than before. You understand now that God never forgot your prayer. He was answering it in layers. He shaped your heart, healed your wounds, aligned your path, and protected your future love, all before making the introduction. And when the time comes, you won't need convincing. You won't feel anxious. You'll recognize peace as the signal you once prayed for. As night settles, you pause and look up, feeling grateful, not for answers, but for trust. If you're still waiting, stay gentle with your heart. God's timing is not late. It's loving. If this message spoke to you, take a quiet moment today to thank God for the season you're in, and keep your heart open to the peace He's preparing to give you. If this message touched your heart, take a quiet second and reflect on where God has you right now. If you're in a season of waiting, don't rush it. Let God finish the work He started in you. If this video gave you peace, like it, so it can reach someone else who's waiting in silence. Subscribe if you want more calm, faith-based stories that remind you God is still working behind the scenes. And before you move on, whisper a small prayer today, not asking God to hurry, but thanking Him for His perfect timing.